I don't remember a time when curling wasn't a part of my life. When I wasn't putting in the sweat and hard work to be the best that I can be. Clocking in the time, the effort to practice day in, day out. Curling is more than just a game. It's a family, a community. And when it's time to play, I know I'll be ready. Hardline, supporting hundreds of our next generation athletes.
A very pleasant good day to you, and welcome to the Beaumont Curling Club, where we're happy to present to you the semifinals of the Hack2House Alberta Curling Major. We have this semifinal matchup is going to feature Sixten Totzek versus Trevor Bonot. I'm Dave Schmel, and I'm joined here by Ed Scimia. Ed, how you doing today?
Oh, not too bad, Dave. How about yourself?
I am super fantastic, and I think we should be in for a treat. If it was anything like the last game we just called, it's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, quite an ending there. A little bit of a surprise, but set us up with a real nice matchup here in the semis.
So it is Trevor Bonot. He has hammer. Throwing the Yellowstones. Totzek with a guard right off the jump. And we're underway. 18 teams were in this start this event, and now we're down to 4. And in about 2.5 hours' time, we'll be down to 2. And then our eventual winners.
Pretty standard start here for the first end. Coming around that center guard, so we might get a little action here. No one looking to play real conservative off the bat.
Yeah, we did see Totzek feel more uncomfortable bringing rocks into the house early and often, only to have Derek Samogalski destroy them.
As he's known to do.
So this German team is from Fuessen, Germany. Fuessen located in Bavaria. The Fuessen Curling Club is also home to the German Curling Federation. They have a 3-sheet dedicated facility there. Come around the guard, and Bonot's going to come around again from the other side. Have Bird here with his second. Just wick off, but did not move the guard off the center line, so no penalty there. We are playing the no tick rule, of course.
Yeah, nicely placed in the end. I think they, looked like he was calling right to the corner freeze on that red, but that'll get the job done for sure. And here come the peels. Actually, it'll be a run. Sorry, what am I saying? Yeah, he's running his.
Have to get you another cup of coffee there, partner.
Yeah, it's first end. We'll jump in here. We'll figure it out.
On the one, and they do take that yellow off the top, and they roll up to the side. Does leave an opportunity for Bonot to make both of these reds go away.
If he does that, I would suspect we're heading, I can't guarantee anything, but certainly to a simpler end, and very possibly a blank. If he makes the double and sticks it there, because Totzek will play another run, and we'll see simplification pretty quickly here.
Trying to push this one over. It looks like he got out with this to Jordan Potts.
Huh?
That's going to shoot it on past everything. So now going to elect to throw the corner freeze on the outturn side.
Yeah, that changes things, leaving that that second rock that's effectively a guard there. Yeah, why not come down to this? Good setup for either your force or maybe even a steal by the end here. If you can get this one locked on nicely.
Now, we've been seeing this type of curl all day. Now, this one does need to take a left turn at Albuquerque if it's going to get over there, though. Just a little bit light. Leaves another guard up, so I know we'll look to split the house here. Or corner freeze.
Yeah, I think he's just trying to determine how aggressive they want to be here on the first end, because you could play for you could definitely play for 2 here. I mean, he's going to be playing for 2 either way, but how much risk do you want to take without red having anything set up yet? Looks like they're going to maybe try to peel and improve the guard so that they can't run this red in from the corner.
So here's a second here from Jordan Potts. Gonna hit it and just kind of nuzzle on over. It does foul the run back, but also leaves that offset for Totzek to wrap another one in there.
Yeah.
So the question is, is he going to get down there? Is he just going to freeze to it, or is he going to try to move it just a little bit to get shot?
I don't know they'd go for shot yet. I mean, it's pretty well buried. I know how much the rocks are moving, but you'd have to get there with a reasonable amount of weight left over to be shot here. And move that rock at least a couple feet. This rock's got to move a ton. Might be sailing right through.
Well, I think you might just be seeing a little bit of a overcorrection there.
Mm-hmm.
For Joshua Suter there. So, McCarville with his first. The team from Thunder Bay, Northern Ontario.
I think there might be a few McCarvilles who curl up that way.
I've heard that name once or twice. Gonna get past the one, past the second one, and right on down. Now, you did rattle them around a little bit, and you might have left a bit of an inviting pocket to draw into.
Yeah, he might have given Totzek a way to get out of some trouble here. If you lock that on, double them under, you're threatening to score 3. Doesn't mean you will, of course. There was still counterplay left, but really had the chance to put a ton of pressure on Totzek, and maybe that gave Red a little bit more of an out here if you can get into that pocket.
So Joshua Suter here with his second stone in the first end. Had a less than favorable facial reaction after he threw it.
Looks like very similar to the last one they threw down that line.
This is a little bit spicy. And that's one spicy meatball. It's going to make it all the way back to the back 12.
Yeah, almost, a little bit more weight even, but almost the exact same rock they threw last time. And yeah, if you can drop one in there, top 4, top 8, you have the makings of a big end right off the bat here.
And Bonot is going to hop right on in there, and he's going to put the accelerator down here and try to make something happen. His opponent's just coming off of a long extra end game. This is their 8th game of the weekend now.
Ooh. Yeah, it's a tough spot to be in. Having to play, back to back this quickly and having had such a long week already.
That's the path of getting in through the SEEK qualifier.
Yep.
The old rat race. So that does leave them sitting 1, 2, and 3 in the rings in the 4-foot. So for Sixten Totzek, it's how do you push the abort button here?
Yeah, you got to look to limit the damage. I don't think he's going to be even thinking about scoring, obviously. Is there a way to get rid of 2 here? Because if he can get rid of 2, he's pretty much limited the damage likely to 2 himself. And that's what he's looking at here. I don't know. I don't think you could ever, if you're trying to play a double, I don't know how you get rid of the top yellow, but maybe you can run it and get rid of both of the back yellows, maybe. I don't know if you can see enough of that yellow to do that, but...
Well, I'm wondering a little bit if there's not a draw on the intern side to get right to the one that's on the T line.
There is. That's true. You could try that, right? And sit second or third, but make it very hard for Bonot to find a way to get a 3rd point and maybe even cut him down to 1 if you made a little tap there, huh?
There's a good chance if you hit what you see here with parking lot J weight, though. You got at least 2 of them to go, maybe 3.
Yeah, maybe. Well, if you get all 3, you're very happy here, obviously. I think you get 2, you're very happy in the first end. Just making sure you're not out of the game before it starts.
It's tough to win a game in the first end, but you can certainly lose it. So, Sixten Totzek, he had to throw a couple big ones in the 8th end to keep his team in and give themselves a chance in the extra. Being called on to do that early here. Gonna look to really make some hay. First is away from the skipper. This is coming. It's got plenty of weight. It's on the outside. Going to get a little piece and only remove 1. Looks like he just got that started a little bit with a positive release and just set it out a touch.
Yep, that's what I was going to say. Just looked like it was set out a little bit. Never had a chance to do anything off of that. And yeah, this is if they put this guard up that they're looking at, it's not going to be easy to find a way to bail out. I mean, you're going to have to make a very nice shot to not give up 3 if Bonot puts up a nice guard here, because you're going to have no play on those 2 yellow rocks. You're either going to have to come around or come off the outside yellow, something like that to make the 3rd point difficult.
Apparently Curtis Bird didn't get the "we're wearing our hats backwards" memo.
Uniform violation.
Here's Bonot with his first. This is way out. It's got to get on the 401 and come west. Now it's starting to work over, but I don't think you got far enough over, Ed.
No, I think I can still get to the 1 yellow there, and you may, even if you hit and roll away, you're going to be happy to have gotten out of this end without a disaster. And that might be what he's looking at, because I think you're going to have to throw a pretty big weight together. That is the yellow did come over far enough that you're not going to be able to throw a hack waiter or something and sit in there. I don't think. I mean, I haven't seen the ice as much as you have, Dave, so maybe there is a way
No, I definitely think you're going to have to come with at least a firm control weight to get there and stay. Now, we have Suter coming down. Now, we couldn't decide whether that was actually Magnus Suter or just his jersey. But because it doesn't really match his curling zone profile picture. But then again, these gentlemen have been playing for a while, and that picture could have been taken a few years ago, and, you know, they're of the age where their faces change.
I am going to say that a lot of people's pictures on Curling Zone are a lot younger than they look right now.
That's true.
Myself included.
I had the blue Smurf. Now they're looking at the other side of the ice. I don't know what you would ever be looking at there. The angle.
Yeah, if you absolutely had to steal or something, but it's the first end. No, and now they're looking at the yellow-red run.
This doesn't. Well, this is a very aggressive. Great shot if you make it. So the idea here is you're going to run the yellow onto the red and then make the yellow double behind it. Getting out my protractor, the angles technically work.
Yeah, it's close. Certainly looks like it's there if you. And
So-
yeah, you don't even have to hit what you see. You can. There's room to make it, but yeah, tricky shot.
Now the question is, the front end having the come to Jesus meeting here with the skipper.
I think that the talk has to be, what's the likelihood you make this so well that we're not giving up 2 anyway when you could just hit the yellow and give up 2 that way? But they're going to go for it, I think.
All right, so big shot early coming up here for Sixten Totzek. His final stone of end number 1. Looking to just get skinny on past that guard. He's going to get a piece of it. Now you move the 1. Oh, and over the top of everything, and that's just not good.
No, and that, again, I think that was the discussion, right? That's a much harder shot. If you make it pretty good, you might only remove 1 yellow. You have to make it great to get rid of both and force. You could just play the hit and give up 2 there, but I understand going for the more aggressive shot, but that seemed really aggressive this early in the game.
So now Trevor Bonot will have a free draw to the 8-foot for 3. Final stone, end number 1.
Well, the sweeper's all over this. I don't know if they even think they have a chance.
Oh, that is indeed going to come up late and not be there, so it will be a score of 2 for Trevor Bonot. They take the early lead. We'll be back from Beaumont after this on Curling Stadium.
Handcrafted in Canada, Hardline's Ice Pad has revolutionized curling for over a decade. Engineered with top-tier precision and durability, it is backed by an unmatched 10-year warranty. Designed for curlers at all levels to sweep effortlessly with maximum efficiency, it is trusted by the world's best curlers, including Olympic and world champions. It is quite simply the best brew in the game. Hardline. Join the revolution.
Gripper first.
Don't forget your brooms.
Yep, you got it. Yellow.
Come on up. Okay, well, what do you got? You got 1, you got 2, you got...
Just 1 more throw, please.
You make moments like these possible. Calling all curlers, novice to pro. Ashland Curling Supply's patented rotator disc system lets you customize your slider right in the store. Velcro attachments make it easy to find the sliding platform that's right for you. Shop Ashland Curling Supplies, 700 McPhillips, online at ashland.com.
And we're back here at the Beaumont Curling Club. It's a Hack2House Alberta Curling Major. Semi-final action here between Sixten Totzek and Trevor Bonot. It was Bonot who scored the deuce in end number 1. Now it'll be the team from Fuessen with Hammer throwing the Redstones. I'm Dave Schmel, and I'm joined by Ed Scimia, and we're happy that you're joining us here on Curling Zone. Had some good action this morning, and promises to be a good game now, and then the finals will be upcoming afterwards, so you don't have anywhere to go. Just stay right here with us. You weren't doing anything anyway. Just keep it here.
The best sporting action you can have on a Sunday afternoon in North America, no doubt. So, yeah, Bonot predictably coming into the house up 2. And Totzek throwing the corner guard. Dave, you said this was Totzek's 8th game of the weekend?
That's correct. 8th game. His road here was a win over Norbert, a win over Van Amsterdam, a loss to Morizumi, a loss to Hood, a win against Jenner, a win against Van Nance, and then that extra end win just a couple minutes ago against Reed Carruthers.
Okay.
And
what's the most you've played in a weekend? What's your top for a spiel or a play downs or something like that?
I'd have to say 8's probably it for me.
I have done 10 once.
Well, God bless you.
Well, I was a skip, so it wasn't too bad for me. But my team was a little tired, and that was a club play downs. So it was 10 end games. Played 4 on Sunday. It was just a lovely time.
Lovely is not the descriptor I had in mind. So here's Bonot looking to throw the guard here. Now, they have had a somewhat less arduous path through here. They started with a win against Hodgkin, and then a win against Slochinski, a loss to Maeda, but a win against Adams and against Van Amsterdam to get them here. Now, they also just came off the ice, but their game didn't go an extra end, and 5 games as opposed to 8 games, that's a little bit different.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But these
Gotta
teams
be a little
are
fresher.
Absolutely. But this young German team, well, I think I just said it. They're young. They can handle it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Okay, so both teams struggling a little with the ice early. I know it's been, like you said, there's been a ton of curl, a ton of late break, and it looks like maybe they're not getting quite as much as they expect on a few of these shots.
Yeah, it's possible that after this last scrape, Ice Crew had a very fast turnaround, so probably didn't cut in as much as you normally might want to, just to try to keep the schedule. So that can change the ice condition a little bit, but of course both teams were afforded their ability to practice beforehand. So now double takeout attempt coming here.
Yeah, looking to remove all the scoring potential out of the end here if they can. The angle looks like it's makeable. A little sharp, but certainly there.
So on it hard to hold the line. You're going to get the one work over. It's going to go over the top. And do you spin your shooter on? No, but you didn't really need to. So no guards, nowhere to run, and nowhere to hide. He's thinking of making a play on the shot stone and moving over in front of the rock that's still in play.
I think one way or another, he's going to want to get a rock to one corner of the house and hope he can. That's your best chance for playing for 2 here, right? You split up the house, hope you trade hits, and never leave a makeable double. At some point, you have to deal with that Yellowstone, so it looks like he's maybe thinking, play that first. If we get a little roll away, maybe we set up an end where there's still some hope of a 2 here.
Well, that is quite the sponsor of a house, too.
Yeah, I love it. I love that it's eating a curling stone.
How the graphics have gotten better, and the ability to put all that down there. Of course, our presenting sponsor, Hack2House, would be happy to talk to you about that. They have solutions. I know they can give you this whole deal, Ed, where you just roll it out and you have the entire curling sheet there. No more whitewash, no houses, no nothing.
Yeah, saves a lot of manpower, a lot of effort getting started start of the season, and they do come out looking beautiful, as we've seen at a lot of clubs that have used their products for sure.
Hit and stick, but it does leave the angle there for the Germans to use. He's going to like to play the one a little deeper to get under cover. This is inviting. Go ahead. Go ahead, Ed.
I was going to say, I think the double leaves a double back. There might even be, now I'm looking at it, potentially a jam where you leave that first yellow you hit on the double stuck in the back of the house, which could end up forcing you later on if Bonot keeps putting rocks in play. So let's see where this ends up.
Well, I got the line that he wanted. Didn't quite walk over as far, but it is edge on edge. So not too bad, but Bonot's just going to call it a hit and stick. Mike McCarville. Now they're going to try to work it over for the line.
That'll do the job. Again, not leaving a double, not rolling out.
So I'm going to try to hit and hide underneath that guard again. Just trying to get one miss out of Team Bonot to get that deuce. We have Joshua Suter indicating that it might be a little bit hot.
Got the roll to the side you'd want, because if they play anything like that, yeah, you give Totzek a chance to set up 2. So I'm thinking he's going to play the run double instead.
Now this is one way to clean things up. Trevor's going to throw the short run here. Needs to curl up just a hair, just a smidge. You jammed it. So now,
yeah,
you're going to draw under cover for sure. You might have your way to that deuce.
I think you absolutely do, if you can, as long as you don't leave a double back. And it's not easy too, because if you put a red anywhere on that, on the overhead, the right side of the screen, there's a good chance the double would jam anyway. They're looking at what's the best angle regardless. But yeah, I think they're well set up for their deuce now. Make 2 shots, there's a good chance you tie the game here.
Now, first stone of the second end for the young Bavarian. Looking to get under cover. They seem to be pretty happy with the weight. Just a matter of the line not wrecking, and it's going to come up. I don't think we left any doubles there.
No, you can see very little of that red. Even if the jam wasn't a problem, you might just go after this red and concede your deuce and go into 3 with hammer tied again. And I think that's what he's going to do here, of course. Just look to nose this red. Allow Totzek to hit or draw back, depending on where you leave it, and live with the fact that you gave up a deuce, and that's okay.
So final stone here from Trevor Bonot. Hit and stick without a problem.
Yeah, it looks like you have to hit it to get your 2, but that's fine.
Just return the favor. A little surprised at the choice of turns.
Yeah, I suppose it depends on preference and what you know about the ice, but I don't know if we've seen a shot down this line this game yet, so that is a little surprising.
Final stone of end number 2. On the way. Just looking to hit and stick here. Suter and Hag on the brush. And he has this no problem. So there's a 2 right back. And we're all knotted up at 2. We'll be back from Beaumont in just a moment.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
It can be tricky.
And back here at number 3, we're at the Beaumont Curling Club in Alberta. Thanks for joining us here on Curling Stadium. Dave Schmel with Scimia here. Semi-final action of the Hack2House Curling Series Major. We're all tied up after 2. Trevor Bonot is going to have the hammer. They're throwing the yellow rocks.
And looks like Totzek came in the house, we did not see the first shot. I assume on purpose, playing a very conservative end here. You know what? I'm going to make a prediction. I think we're going to get a blank here, Dave.
It's a lovely day outside in Beaumont. It's 62 Fahrenheit or 17 centigrade if you prefer. But all the hot action is in here in the ice shed. And we are going to start trading hits, and that means Ed and I need to start trading stories.
So, you were telling me between ends that you've been to Fuessen.
I actually was in Fuessen. I was there for a event there. There was 53 teams. It was one of those big point spiels with the Schlenkel system for scoring. But got to play a whole bunch of games. Went with a group of folks from the Plainfield Curling Club in New Jersey. And actually got to sub in on a team in the finals, which was interesting because only my skip really spoke English. So I had to come up with a few words of German to be able to communicate with my teammates. I just went with Achtung for close and yeah and 999.
Good enough.
You know what? It got the job done, and we had a great game against somebody probably over our pay grade. Now, are you gonna get this to get all the way out? Is it gonna get out? Oh, that is so close. So Trevor's gonna go over it. He says, "I don't know." He's gonna play like it's in though and split the rings. Or you can come down in front of it and not worry about it.
I think you're always going to have that option. If you keep putting things in the rings, they're going to hit the ones in the rings. And you can always worry about whether that yellow's in or not on your last shot. If you play to it, you don't even have the potential for a deuce if it is in, because they'll most likely just double out the 2 yellows. But you split the house, maybe that yellow's in. You can take another close look before your last shot and decide what you want to do.
So here we have the delivery from Potts, just trying to get on over on the side of the 8-foot. They're putting another set of eyes on that rock.
It must be very, very close. I mean, it looks very close on the overhead, so. Sure, they've had the officiating crew give them a rundown of any imperfections in the houses. That's pretty typical at an event like this, so they'll have an idea of if there's a chance or not.
Jan-Luc makes a hit and rolls on over, trying to group them.
Yeah, I mean, this is the other thing, right? Even if it's on, if Totzek can get them closer together, maybe you double them off and don't even worry about it.
Now, Bonot's just going to ask Potts to hit and roll open, still playing all the way in the back of the house here.
Based on what Totzek just asked for, I am guessing he does not believe that other yellow is on the rings.
I'd be inclined to agree with you.
Because in that case, if the yellow's off the rings, you want to play as far away from it as you can. Don't give Bonot the chance to maybe freeze on his first skip rock and have a chance to set up a deuce.
So here's Joshua Suter. It's going to roll a little bit. Probably would like to go a little bit further, but not too bad. Now, McCarville's going to try to get back over into that neighborhood. On the way, we're on it, but with both of them right off the jump. Got to go to hold the line. They are starting to lose a line here. Hang on. Can you keep it there? Can you keep it there? It's just going to kiss it. And that is that little crack now. So,
well, yeah.
Split the rings, lots of distance.
Lots of distance, set up your force. I mean, we joke right away when they start hitting that we're headed for a blank, but there's a lot of shots that have to be made, and they do have to be made pretty well. I think people sometimes underestimate how simple it is to blank when you're only 2 or 3 rocks into the end. There are no guarantees that early, even at this level.
So, hoping for this stone to just come into the full 8 foot. Don't want the angle to be favorable for a double. And they are, well, that is not favorable for a double.
There's no double there. Gunner, maybe. No one else.
I mean, you're better off getting a double-double from Timmy's, I would think.
Yeah.
So here's McCarville. They're going to look to draw on in there, try to generate some offense with what they got. This has got a ton of curling to do.
Looks a little big also.
He's gonna.
No. Yeah. Go ahead.
Wishes he had that one back.
Yeah. No real harm in going for the freeze there with those rocks in the back. There's no real steal threat. You might as well try to generate a deuce. You're not getting back to a blank at this point. So would have liked to make it though, and at least put a little pressure on Totzek. Now they'll just throw a third one in. Pretty much almost guarantee a force and put some pressure on Bonot to have to make his last shot, not to give up maybe a multiple steal. Looking a couple shots ahead, of course. We've got all the skip rocks yet to come.
This one's going to come in without any issue. Now, if you're Bonot here, I think that drawing underneath, is no risk.
Yeah, same thing, right? Why not play for 2? I think Totzek did want that one a little deeper to prevent this opportunity. It's not a high percentage chance of getting 2, but if you bury one, you make them throw the run back. That's not a gimme.
Well, as we saw in our last game, it's just making your opponent throw their last shot and make a shot at the end. Sometimes that's all it takes.
Yeah.
Sixten wouldn't be here if it wasn't for a situation just like that just happened. So now Bonot needs this to whoa. It's going to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night right out the back. Well, nothing else. He got some practice there.
Yeah, hopefully learn the weight because he's probably going to be drawing against 4 here on his final shot. I think that now Totzek may play as they're looking at something that gets edge to edge or, maybe just a corner tucked under that one in the top 12, try to tempt him into a hit that could roll away. We said there was no risk, but when unfortunately you had those back-to-back, maybe even going back further, like 3 misses on shots to try to generate a deuce, suddenly there is a little bit of pressure, right? With that many misses.
Right, and I definitely agree. If you put one there in the 4-foot, and most likely I would think Bonot is going to draw for it. And there's always that he still had to make it.
Yeah. So he's going to do the other option, which is also perfectly fine, right? You throw parallel to that one on the top. Leave no hits, make him draw. And yeah, good chance of him making it, but you just saw him miss one, so you never know.
So Sixten Totzek with his final stone of end number 3. Looking to just be even in the rings with his own. Force Trevor Bonot to a draw against his multiples. It's in there, but you have the hit. You have a draw path pretty wide open.
Yeah, I think it's still going to have to be the draw because that rock in the back. You could hit the one in the top 12 on the outside, but you'd need a little roll to count. So I imagine they'll play the draw.
Now this is the opposite turn to what he just threw. So it'll be a little bit of a different path. Make sure you communicate with your brushers here. So final stone. Trevor Bonot at number 3. Needs to be in the 8-foot for his single. The line is going to be fine. It's all about the weight right now. And the weight is going to be fine as well, so no problem there. Hang one for yellow. It's 3-2. We'll be back from Beaumont right after this.
I don't remember a time when curling wasn't a part of my life. When I wasn't putting in the sweat and hard work to be the best that I can be. Clocking in the time, the effort to practice day in, day out. Curling is more than just a game. It's a family, a community. And when it's time to play, I know I'll be ready. Hardline, supporting hundreds of our next generation athletes.
Calling all curlers, novice to pro. Ashland Curling Supply's patented rotator disc system lets you customize your slider right in the store. Velcro attachments make it easy to find the sliding platform that's right for you. Shop Ashland Curling Supplies, 700 McPhillips, online at ashland.com.
So we're back here in Beaumont, fourth end, semifinals of the Hack2House Curling Series Major here on Curling Zone. Happy to have you joining us. And Ed, here in the early going, looks like both teams just not 100% on the mark.
No, struggling a bit with the ice. It's the end of a long weekend. As you said, there was a quick turnaround on the ice here too. So, yeah, that could have changed from what their expectations were. Key shots have been made, though, so that's why we still have a 3-2 game. There were a couple opportunities for this to get out of hand, and both teams made the shots they had to keep things under control.
So the first guard from Bonot does not find the center line. Now it's going to come on in to the 4-foot, right at the edge of the T-Rex's mouth.
It really is a great house. That's...
Oh, I plan to have fun with that. Shot here from Curtis Bird coming in. Looks to be just a pound or so lighter than they would have hoped for, but it does find its way under cover. Now, Totzek is going to come underneath his own guard.
Yeah, I think with that guard from Bonot being off the center line, Totzek feeling a little emboldened to be aggressive here, not coming around and instead setting up the corner guard, playing for a hard deuce here.
That come around is going to come around all right, but it does end up all the way in the back. Looks to be close for a shot. I think it is.
Yeah, it looked like Bonot pointed back there as though it were a shot.
So here with the 5-rock rule, Potts can't disturb that guard quite yet. At least can't remove it. So I'm going to direct another one into the rings. Both sides are getting themselves situated on their own sides of the house. So who's the Hatfields and who are the McCoys?
Good question.
And that goes right on the snout.
I see what you did there. So Bonot looking, again, kind of going with how they started the end by getting a little aggressive. Not going to worry about peeling that guard off the center line, instead of playing something down weight. Going right after the counter. You make this nice, you might be sitting 2 at the end of this.
So here's the shot for Jan-Luca Hug. Tight to the guard. Got to hurry to get it past. Oh, and he just do. Well managed.
Yeah, great line call, great sweeping there, for sure. Probably we were hoping to hold it a little more. It was a little tight. Get that roll out towards your corner guard and play away from these center-ish guards, but still a nice shot.
So Jordan Potts is going to lather, rinse, and repeat here. You're going to get your hit. Now, do you get any roll? No, it's just right there. Sitting on the nostril.
Looks like where you'd put the treat for like a dog, teaching them to put it right on the nose and telling them when to. Don't know if you could teach that to a T-Rex. But...
I doubt you could teach it to them twice.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure the second time you're the treat.
Yeah.
So he's going to elect to hit and roll underneath his own color there.
Yeah, really the same shot as last time. A little easier, a little less of a roll, and the rock's more open. So
he did entertain briefly going underneath the Yellowstones, but I think that this is the far better course. Well, you might have to go there now.
Yeah, in fact, they're pushing it to get it that way, and they get a piece under.
So, Bonot thinks he can still see enough of that stone to remove it and roll and stay in the house. You need to start to be careful right now. Really can't afford to wreck here. The shot from McCarville comes down. Potts working to hold it there. Now you got it held there. Now roll it over, get it under, tuck it under. Does roll just a skosh too far.
Stays for shot, but open, and gives Totzek another chance to try to use that corner guard here. Or the long roll.
Well, the long roll has its benefits that you're separating your scoring roll, your scoring shots. Because at some point, Bonot's just going to say, I don't want any parts of this guy scoring a deuce on me. But it's certainly a much more difficult shot to make that long roll.
Mm-hmm.
So Joshua Suter way out here in the back 40. Gonna make the hit. Jammed on his own on the way by, and just like that, now you're looking at getting forced.
Yeah, and Bonot can even dream of a steal. He's going to at least make it a tough force if he can bury something, under those two yellows. Going to give Totzek work to do for sure.
So the second from McCarville. This looks a little big. Got to work its way over now. Now you got to try to bring it over, try to carve it underneath there. It is indeed big, so how big is it? It's going to go all the way back to the back 12. But they are still sitting 1-2. So
yeah,
now,
important that you counted there, just to make sure that there's no real risk of giving up a deuce here, or not an easy way for Totzek to play for a deuce by maybe doubling off those yellows.
Yeah, don't tell Sixten that. He thinks he can get a deuce. He's going to draw.
Oh, he
right
absolutely
on in
can
there.
still get a deuce. Yep. Yeah, absolutely can still. He's got to play a little closer to the dinosaur. The Bonot team been a little heavy on a few of their draws this game. Again, I wonder if it's just ice conditions that are not quite what's expected, trying to make those adjustments.
It does seem to be a little bit keener than it was for the morning draw. So now Suitor's Rock. You need to drag it there. Past the one, past the snout, and right at the bite.
Perfect.
So Trevor Bonot is going to have to corner freeze here to stay out of trouble. That's a really well thrown stone there.
Yeah, beautiful rock. And a lot of this end was set up by the fact that first center guard was just a little bit off the center line. Let Totzek know he was always going to have a shot for the button or a good piece of the forefoot at the end if he needed it. Gave him a little bit of license to be more aggressive and play around that off center guard here.
So Bonot and his squad is on it right out of his hand. He was a little light on his draws earlier. I wonder if he didn't just sweep the curl right out of it, taking it out of his hand like that. Oh, and I think you did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Down to the bottom jaw.
So you got to take this one right off the mandible here and roll open.
Yeah, if you hit and you roll open, given that Bonot's down or up one, I should say, you may tempt him into just playing the hint and giving you a deuce again, rather than risk giving up three. Probably depends where you end up and what you leave, because it's not going to be easy to prevent a deuce. Even if he hit and rolled out, it's not that easy to prevent a deuce. So,
no, good setup for the squad from Fuessen here. Beautiful town nestled in the hills of Bavaria, close to the Liechtenstein border. Just keeping this one clean. Bring it over for line just a touch. You're gonna get a hit, gonna roll open. We were never worried about that jam, so there you go. You're sitting 1-2 and not really a double to be had, so you're right, Ed. It looks like that Trevor Bonot is just gonna concede a deuce here.
yeah, anything else would be incredibly aggressive. Like, you'd only play it if you had last end and you had to steal, right? Maybe you could try to tug something under, or play the double run on the yellows, something like that. But I think here the only real play is to just concede the deuce.
Anything less would be uncivilized. But now with his last. Got the hit. Is not line shot, so it's a choice here on how you want to get in there for your second. Looks like he's going to just throw the little down weight tap to push it to get down to it and land on it.
Yeah, I think the guard placements are just a little bit tricky. to land in the mouth there. So he feels a little safer just playing the stand weight hit.
So there. Final stone at number 4. Looking to hit and stick right on the incisor. They are working this hard to try to hold it. Gotta hold it. You don't want to roll out.
Oh no, can't lose this one.
You pass the guard, it hangs on. It's going to stick around and be good enough. And that'll be your score 2. So, great job by the front end there. Score 2 for Sixten Totzek. It's 4-3 halfway through this game. We'll be back.
Handcrafted in Canada, Hardline's ice pad has revolutionized curling for over a decade. Engineered with top-tier precision and durability, it is backed by an unmatched 10-year warranty. Designed for curlers at all levels to sweep effortlessly with maximum efficiency, it is trusted by the world's best curlers, including Olympic and world champions. It is quite simply the best broom in the game. Hardline, join the revolution.
Me as a science type.
Yeah.
I don't remember a time when curling wasn't a part of my life. When I wasn't putting in the sweat and hard work to be the best that I can be. Clocking in the time, the effort to practice day in, day out. Curling is more than just a game. It's a family, a community. And when it's time to play, I know I'll be ready. Hardline, supporting hundreds of our next generation athletes.
And we're back here in Beaumont at number 5 of the Hack2House Curling Series Major. Brought to you here on Curling. I'm Dave Schmel. I'm here with Ed Scimia. And this is one of our semifinals. Do we have any update on our other match?
Looks like we got a low-scoring affair in the other semifinal with Morozumi up 1-0 after 3, playing the 4th now against Kalthoff. Did I pronounce that right? You may know better than me. Dustin Kalthoff's rink.
Sounds good enough for government work.
Sure enough. So 1-0 after 3. Kalthoff with the hammer in 4.
And back here, we have the center guard up. It is indeed on the center line. So the no-tick rule certainly in play. Top 8 foot for the first one for Team Bonot, and looking to wrap one all the way around to the top 4 here is Magnus Suter.
So here in the 5th end, down 1, I imagine Bonot will be playing for any number other than 1.
Yeah, I saw Trevor at the Lupus Spiel. He was playing in that in Blaine, Minnesota.
I've never made it out to that great event, though.
That was a fun event, absolutely. Had the opportunity to throw third rocks for Eugene Ritzik, and that was a lot of fun.
Very cool.
We ended up losing in the playoffs to some guy never picked up a curling stone before. Kevin Martin.
I've heard of him.
But that was a great time for a great cause. If you ever get a chance to check it out, be sure to do it. Benefiting the Lupus Research Foundation. So here in Beaumont, got a little bit of action here, and Totzek is going to try to keep the pressure on Trevor Bonot here.
Yeah, Bonot probably not too happy with that second rock. They were definitely trying to throw a second one in. Instead, left a second center guard, which is going to likely turn this into a much more aggressively played end, regardless of what happens here in terms of who gets the advantage out of it. Right now, Totzek's got to be happy.
Yeah, this is on the light side, and you got the skipper wandering on out to sweep.
Managed to get it over there, but yeah, that was a lot of work for that one guard.
There's definitely a look being sent back there saying, "You're killing me, Smalls."
And Bonot going to look to simplify things a bit here.
So Pot's going to look to rearrange things here a bit. Although this one needs to curl. This is definitely out there. They're trying to work it over. Just going to get a piece of the top guard. I feel like they won't.
Sticks around. That's interest. Nope. Okay. So it adds a little extra danger to the end for Totzek if that had stuck around, but no, nothing to worry about over there.
Now, looking to bring another one into the rings here. Trying to keep that play in the center. Of course, Bonot is looking to spread it out some. Trevor Bonot appears perfectly relaxed back there. Nice, comfortable lean. So this one's going to be a little lighter than they had hoped.
We'll see how Bonot reacts if he is double checking on the angles here. Because you could try to just remove both reds, and is he worried it's going to jam on his yellow? Because it could. Like I think it might jam but stay out of the house.
Yeah, it would be very interesting to see, because obviously if you catch the outside of that with some pace, they're both going to go. It's just where do they go?
Yeah, and where does that first red go to? Because it could go pretty much straight back and cause more issues there.
Or alternatively, do you just push the whole pile back some and jam your yellow onto the red? But as you simplify that, then you're moving possibly further towards a blank. You might be able to see yourself into a blank, which is a very acceptable outcome, because it would allow Bonot to carry that hammer into the sixth.
Yeah, I think you sometimes hear a little too much about the importance of grabbing the hammer in the even ends, but that third to last end, the sixth and an 8 end game, 8th and a 10th end game is a very nice place to have hammer for sure. Okay,
Just got a piece of it.
That's pretty effective though. Moving that second one to the back 12 is the end looks a lot better now than it did one shot ago for sure. And not too easy to get rid of that yellow stone either, because the way it's angled. You can see a bit of it on the outside, but it would likely jam right onto that red in the top 4. I wonder if you can get at it the other way with the amount of curl you have on this ice, but I would suspect that would be very difficult.
Now, looks like they're discussing a quarter freeze on there.
Yeah, you might be able to play for either a steal or a force if you can keep protecting that red. The problem with the corner freeze, I think, he's worried about the angles here, because just as we said, it would jam, the yellow jams if you hit it. Well, that's also true if Bonot plays onto his own yellow. He can play onto his own yellow here and likely get rid of your red counter. So you do want to cover a good chunk of that yellow here if you're going to draw to it.
But they could probably counter back from there. So we're going to have a bit of jousting here, a little bit of positioning. Going to make for an interesting end here. Here's Josh Suter.
Little big here, coming right down to that other red.
I'm pretty sure you're looking for any outcome other than that.
Yeah.
Because get out the protractor, but I think at least 2 of them go, and you might even catch the back one.
Not be shocked if you catch the back one.
Yeah, you might get the back one on the way by.
It looks like Bonot might be playing to try to build an end instead, though. I saw him pointing at hitting it and rolling under in between the yellow and red.
Very interesting. So here's a shot here from McCarville. Nice downweight shot. It's going to get the hit now. We're going to roll up and over. It does peek out the other side, but the angles are pretty good for you. So now, absolutely, you're going to have to come back at that.
You think if Bonot was confident he could have made that double N, kept his shooter on the rings, he probably throws it, but I think you're likely rolling out if he had tried to remove both reds. And of course, you get all 3, it's not a problem. But that may or may not have been there. But you definitely have stuff to work with the hammer now. You've got a lot of rocks that you can play with. There's a very lonely red rock sitting there on the button.
So right now, if you could walk a stone down, Ed, and just plunk it there, where do you think?
Wow, I don't know. Maybe just getting to the inside of that yellow that's exposed. You might just want to eliminate a rock. You might play it to hit and roll under everything. Roll under everything. Roll under the yellow and in front of your red.
It looks like he's going to play just a little quiet tap back here on the yellow and try to keep leaving that steel available. And just by the very virtue of having his rocks in play, helps to keep the force in line. But at the same time, leaving all those yellows around, they could find a way to count. So down there, you got to get past the guard. You got to make your tap, move it. Well, you got what you called.
Yeah, I think you can get rid of both those reds and keep all your yellows, though, if you make this real good.
That's why I used the phraseology I said.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think I just, if you're going to throw a shot like that, I prefer to remove the yellow just to keep things a little simpler for yourself. But, I mean, he may have been looking for a little bit less weight and keeping that making it so that the yellow helps prevent this double.
All right, Mike McCarville trying to make the double takeout here. Got to work hard to hold the line. Hard to hold the line to get it. You're going to hit the one past everything there. So you didn't quite remove things. So now it is the Totzek Rock sitting shot, Bonot sitting second, third, and then 4 and 5 belonging to Totzek. So with that offset, this looks like he's just going to throw lob a guard up there, doesn't it, Ed?
Yeah, I think he's just going to try to hold on for dear life with that red, at least for one shot. I do have to wonder if there's a down weight play on the red the other side, just with the amount of curl we're seeing.
Well, I think there is, but that side of the ice gave Team Bonot a little bit more trouble. Mm-hmm. So, don't know if you want to bet all the tea in China on that. So, looking to throw the guard here. Seems to be pretty happy with it. It's going to finish up just in line, just fine. Now, you know what? It may have left you just enough room, and yes, indeed.
A little high and a little over curled, possibly. That leaves the shot there.
So, it's damn the torpedoes full speed ahead right now. What was looking like you might end up with one. You make this, it's going to be tough to prevent 3, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you make this well, and those 2 stones under the center guard is going to be tough to deal with. A lot of it depends where your shooter ends up, because you might leave a double back. But even if you do, you're probably in decent shape to take 2.
First away for the skipper from Thunder Bay. This has to come on over. All right, now you're past the guard. You're going to get a piece of the yellow. Piece of the yellow, tap back the red. Do you move it far enough? Just far enough that you're sitting shot stone. It's a very lonely.
Well, you did leave that, yeah.
Yeah, the double's there, and it will leave your opponent line too.
And then the question is, how much danger is there of leaving a double back? Probably you won't, but I know they were at least looking at that because of the possibility that the second yellow, maybe jams in the back. But I think your red ends up undercover enough that you don't really have to be too concerned with yellow doubling your red's back here.
Yeah, I mean,
make it well.
You have to throw it, because even if you were to come down the intern side with some little downweight cutesy shot, Bonot can just throw off of his own to get at you.
Right. Exactly.
So there's no option here. This has to be thrown. Settling himself in the heck. Sixten Totzek. Ready to deliver his final stone of end number 5. Needing the double takeout to prevent a big end. Needs to move over. You gotta get the one. Do you get the other one? You clear it. You clear it enough?
Yes, I think he moved it to third shot.
I do think you're lying 1-2. Just in the margin of what you needed now. Oh,
yeah,
boy,
this is this is there. It's that double is there. Off. We got a replay here of this very nice double.
Yeah, gonna take that. It's gonna do it. Just gonna work on over, and good heads up there by the front end to get those couple brush strokes that probably did actually make a difference. So now, do you throw this long shot, or looks like he's just going to throw the draw here?
Yeah, to make that double off your outside yellow, you'd have to catch that first red very, very, very low, like on the back side of that red, and have your yellow spin right straight down to the red, and that's a lot of weight and a lot of precision, and I feel like even at any level, that's a low percentage shot. So I understand drawing here for your one. Keep the game alive. You'll be tied.
Final stone. And number 5. Trevor Bonot needs a button. And not liking what he's seeing here. And that stone looks like it jumped on him.
Can you roll
there?
In, though?
Makes contact. It's gonna cut him down, but it does appear to be a steal of one. They're gonna take a good look at it.
Yeah, my guess is that's one red.
It's one red for my mind. Now Mike McCarville's gonna take a look at it, and I think we might get a measure here. Nope, they agree. One red. But Noah's willing to give that up, so it'll be a steal 1 for Sixten Totzek. He takes a 5-3 lead. But Noah will have a hammer coming into the 6th end. We'll be back from the Beaumont Curling Club right after this on Curling Stadium.
Handcrafted in Canada, Hardline's ice pad has revolutionized curling for over a decade. Engineered with top-tier precision and durability, it is backed by an unmatched 10-year warranty. Designed for curlers at all levels to sweep effortlessly with maximum efficiency, it is trusted by the world's best curlers, including Olympic and world champions. It is quite simply the best broom in the game. Hardline. Join the revolution.
one, you got two, yeah!
Just one more throw, please.
You make moments like these possible.
Calling all curlers, novice to pro. Ashland Curling Supply's patented rotator disc system lets you customize your slider right in the store. Velcro attachments make it easy to find the sliding platform that's right for you. Shop Ashland Curling Supplies, 700 McPhillips, online at ashland.com.
More than 15 on our 3 sheets.
And we're back here in Beaumont. Coming down to the nitty-gritty here. And Ed, it's been a interesting turn of events in the last few ends.
Yeah, that first steal of the game there, Totzek gets him a 2-point lead heading into the 6th, and we're gonna see Bonot, go all out for a deuce or more here for sure. Totzek happy to throw that first one in, knowing it won't be hit. No sense in taking it safe for Bonot now, running out of time.
I'm willing to bet the second one comes in too.
Yeah, I was curious about that because it looked like he might have pointed to in front of the house, which would surprise me a little bit because I think you throw 2 in and then you can always throw the guard on the third one if you want to.
This will indeed end up as a guard, and it will make it up to the center line. So
there's a little sense if you're trying to avoid a deuce, you make sure you can't play like the soft little hit and roll behind his guard here. You make sure you keep some pressure in the center. I don't think he would have played that at this point in the game. I think you could throw the second one in and guard on the third, but it doesn't matter too much. You're playing to the center either way. And chances are you're throwing a guard by the third rock. So
here comes the second guard. I did miss the call. He didn't indicate it to come in, did he?
Coming around.
Okay.
Looks like it overcurled. I think with the 5 rock rule, since they can't peel your first guard, a lot of teams are coming in with the second, because if you throw it correctly, I should say correctly, if you throw it well behind the second one, you bury it, your guard's going to stay there, and gives you some early pressure to put on the team without hammer. In this case, though, I think they're going to go right after the rock. It looks like it popped out mostly on the outside, far, far away from our dinosaur. He's sort of lunging for the yellow rock.
Also, he's going to throw in, trying to make this downweight takeout around the outside, around the outside, around the outside. So this stone from Gianluca. It gets there, it stays there. So now for Bonot, you can chase that and come underneath your own.
Or you could just choose to draw, which looks like what they're doing. That red rock is not incredibly relevant at this point.
I'd argue if you put this, you put this yellow in a good spot, it could be your friend.
Yeah, and much easier to draw to where you want than to hit and roll to where you want. So,
well, I don't know. Last time we didn't see draws go where they wanted to.
Speaking generally, yeah.
Yeah, hit and roll is one of the very difficult shot to always control that roll. So Potts working it in, and it's gonna make it right in there for shot stone. Straight under cover. Now it looks like Totzek's gonna take on the run back here.
Yeah, probably going to be very careful with the line call, because you don't want to dead nose it and just leave the rock there. You're okay with a peel. I mean, the run back's the best, of course. Get rid of everything, or you get rid of both, and you've gotten rid of a lot of the scoring potential for Bonot, certainly for a big end, which is what you're afraid of here. Anything else works out pretty okay for you if you give up 1 or 2.
So Jan-Luc is going to get the 1. Onto the second one. Gets it not to clear over the top. So it is the Bonot stone sitting third now. We'll see if that comes into play later. It's going to be a long...
maybe the most... Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it's going to be a long way to make that work to score.
For sure. The more relevant thing is probably the real danger is that you left a corner guard.
Yeah.
So there's still something there to use later on.
And he will do it later because he's going to elect to come on right on in. Working this one down. Just a little bit short, but that's not in a bad spot, actually.
No, I think they'll be very happy with that. Yeah.
Use that later.
Yeah, that yellow rock's not going anywhere. You ever get the opportunity to play onto it, and that could be your deuce right there.
So timeouts, it looks like they just called their timeout here.
Yeah, I imagine Totzek is just a little bit concerned with the fact that there's that yellow rock there. That yellow rock on the outside probably will never count, but could be used to roll in off of. That yellow one in the top 12 is the real problem rock because you can't eliminate it, and it's locked right onto your own rock. Which means at any point in the end, it's possible that yellow flips the script right now and goes from red counting 1 to yellow counting 2 if you're not careful.
So the coach comes on out and is giving his opinion. Indicating, no danger in getting... It's never a bad thing to get rid of an opponent's stone when you have the lead, so...
That is true. That is true, because you don't know if that rock will come back to bite you later. There's still, 4 rocks left for each side.
Well, the
right
T-Rex...
now, it doesn't look like...
The T-Rex is going to bite you, not the stone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you got to be careful. I mean, right now he's standing right in that open T-Rex mouth. That's very dangerous. But I think you may want to put a rock somewhere around there. They were looking at that possibility too. You could also guard. We've seen them play that way, play a little more aggressively in some of these ends before. But if you come around everything, you give Bonot another rock to deal with. And I don't think there's the way everything's angled, it'll be tricky to play some sort of run where you lose both reds if you stick this back there.
So here's the first pursuiter. This has got to go. This is light all day.
Well, they considered the guard. And that's what they ended up getting. But yeah, that's not the best position to leave it in, as that leaves this relatively short run to unlock the yellow and remove the counter.
So McCarville, this is over curling. It's going to shoot right on past.
Oh, just nosed.
So now with all that clutter around, now is the time to throw that big long draw.
Yeah, sit 2. Not easy to get rid of these, especially now. You don't have to come directly behind everything. You can come behind that yellow that was just thrown even, and ensure there's no way to get rid of both reds with 1 stone. Any sort of angle you set up that doesn't leave a double is good here.
They found the weight this time. Put it in a good spot. So now we are going to see the run.
Yeah, probably straight run this time. Leave yourself counting 1 with a chance to get your deuce that way.
So take 2 for Mike McCarville. They're on this one right out of his hand. And that's another overcurl. Wonder if he's not just starting them a little bit. The release looked very clean.
Yeah, hard to say. It looks like on the hits they have not been getting quite as much. Not if they're looking for a lot of curl, but not much curl at all. Again, we've talked a lot about that. Both teams have had a little bit of trouble with the ice this game, it looks like.
Still very good conditions, lots of swing. Speed's been relatively consistent, so.
Oh yeah, more an issue of maybe conditions changing than any actual problems with the ice. The ice looks beautiful. It looks like it's playing great.
So Sixten Totzek and his squad from Fuessen, Germany. He's throwing his first here in the 6th. Looking to put some pants on this and cover it up. Now they're just, well, those pants are still at his ankles.
Yeah, not quite fully on there. Definitely left a tricky but makeable hit here.
You can see it now.
Yeah. Gonna have to come off the center line. Gonna have to be a little careful with the weight, but it's definitely there. Right in the what would you call it? Is that like the upper nasal cavity of the T-Rex? I'm not sure.
Oh man, I'm not being a not being a paleontologist, and damn it, Ed, I'm a curler, not a paleontologist. Trevor Bonot with his first at number 6. Needs to work through here. Needs it to curl. Oh, and it just wrecks. You still got one to move. So
yeah, that's
gonna make it interesting.
Better than not throwing, but you're playing for 1 all day now. At least you got rid of that rock, but you're going to be throwing for 1 against 2 most likely here.
That had to be the most polite comment I've ever heard. Well, it's better than not throwing.
Better than a complete miss, another way to put it. It's something I use in games. I tell people, and I mean it sincerely. Like, there are a lot of shots that are missed that were, it didn't matter that you threw the rock. You just missed and left the situation exactly the same. That's maybe not even a half make, but a quarter make or a half make, somewhere in that range.
Now, what I find interesting is it does leave, a stone in play there, and actually Totzek has to do something on it, because right now you can run the yellow back.
Yes.
So that has to be addressed somehow.
Yeah. If red did not throw a rock here, yeah, Bonot has the yellow run for 2.
Is it just as simple as making that yellow go away? I mean, I know they're looking at drawing around, and that's going through some new territory there. If you were to try to make that draw all the way around that corner board, I don't even know if you can do that.
Yeah, a little tricky. Not so easy to make the yellow go away either, though. I mean, you can, try running your red, but is there a potential that the yellow, you double your reds out and leave that yellow jammed on the side red that's been sitting back there all in? I don't know. If you put this anywhere that outcounts, that's more than fully in the rings, you should be good to avoid a deuce, though. And I think he'll be happy with that. And by the way, not that simple to get your one here either. So you may have to play that little run back if he makes this real good, because you may not leave Bonot with a draw. At least not an easy draw. A lot of awkwardly placed guards here.
All right. I imagine the conversation is going something like, well, you just make it, Skip. Oh, okay.
Yep.
Just needs to be anywhere in the 8 foot. That's better than that. That's a pretty good shot. Although, are they lined up?
Yeah. He's looking at it. I mean, that's tricky. I think he may just play the hit for one.
Yeah.
Which itself is not a gimme, because you gotta stick it reasonably well here.
I think that they're lined up to that the red that you're running back is going to jam and stay there. I don't think it.
Yeah, and even if it doesn't dead jam, you have to move it a lot to get to. Because the yellow you run back would be.
Trevor Bonot, final stone at number 6. Needs to hit and stick. Now
we gotta go.
You got to hit, and do you hold on? Do you hold on well enough? No, you don't. You roll on out, and that's going to be another stolen point. So some thievery going on here in Beaumont. It's 6-3. We'll be back.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
Back here at the Beaumont Curling Club, 7th end of the semifinals of the Alberta Curling Series Major, brought to you by Hack2House Solutions. I'm Dave Schmel with Ed Scimia, and Ed, another stolen point there for the young German team.
Yeah, and a big one there, Dave. Now up 3 with only 2 ends to play. Imagine we're going to see Bonot go all out for a 3 here, and then just hope to be able to steal in the 8th.
Yeah, it was a big swing there to go from possibly scoring 1 or 2 and giving up that steal. Showed a lot of patience on the part of the team from Fuessen. And now they just need to basically block and tackle here.
Yeah, that'll be about it. Yeah. Pile up, and now, of course, with the 5 rock rule, it's not so easy to play defense. So there's still work to be done.
Here comes up the guard from Curtis Bird.
Imagine we may see Totzek throw a guard here, or something right at the top of the house, effectively a guard. Yeah. Just because there's nothing better to do in the 5 rock rule, you can't hit anything yet.
He has a couple key shots in that last end. It was really the over curls on the shots from McCarville that really kind of were the fly in the ointment.
Yeah, I think once they missed those, didn't get the run backs and the sticks, they were Bonot was always going to be having to play for 1, right? There was never going to be a chance for a big end or a multiple. Which is not where he wanted to be, already down, a couple points late in the game.
So now Trevor Bonot is going to try to start mixing things up in the house here, asking Jordan Potts to put a yellow one in the party. Always needing to curl this one. This one looks a little hot. Tried to maybe kiss off their guard there, but none so doing, and that's going to sail all the way through.
Yeah, unfortunate time to lose the weight there. As you said, maybe the only hope was to play that little tick, keep something in play. Because every rock that's not in play is a big problem for Bonot at this point, given the scoreboard. And we'll see that now as Totzek can finally hit, and they'll just look to simplify the end. Get rid of the corners.
Yep.
You can hit all my rocks if you want. Doesn't matter. Yeah.
Guard number 1 has to go.
I imagine just taking some time to figure out if he wants to keep the rock around, if he does where. The most important thing is getting rid of this and not leaving a corner yourself. And anything else, if you have an idea that's better than that, it's all gravy after that at this point.
So Hug makes that shot. Rolls all the way out.
And we're trying the same thing again.
Our other semifinals is tied up after 6. So
yeah, 2-2 game, very, very defensive game, but coming down to looks like an exciting finish over there.
And I won't blame you if you want to have 2 windows open. You can catch Sean and Jim on that call. But Ed and I love your company too, so we're happy to have you. And that's going to just kind of jigger things around a little bit. And that's what you have to do, because you're going to have to utilize your opponent's stones to build an end. And with it being edge on edge, go ahead.
They probably want to be a little more locked on, but probably does the job well enough for now. It's not going to be easy to remove that yellow, at least not in one shot. Totzek may be happy enough that even if you don't remove the yellow, if you just get rid of the backer, And it seems like he's actually playing it a little more down weight with the idea of keeping his rock around in front of the yellow, getting rid of the backer red, or at least moving the backer red, so that you can get rid of that yellow rock in due course.
You could run your own back here.
You could also do that. I think it's set up well enough for red that they're willing to leave their rocks in play for now. Sometimes you might very well just say we can remove our own rocks, but because they're set up pretty well and there is the corner guard there still, they might be a little nervous to just remove everything to blast in the center. You'd rather keep the pressure on a little bit.
Well, that shuffle the deck chairs around a little bit. It did leave that yellow rock at least corner guard adjacent, but it did serve to push the redstones behind the tee line, and Trevor Bonot is going to try to capitalize on that opportunity with Mike McCarville here. Another one that they had to work really hard. Got to get hard to get past the guard. You get past the guard, kids? Yes, you did. Big scrub.
Yeah. Over curled on them a bit, but and yeah, they might be looking at, I was wondering about that. You play the double on the yellows. Yes, it jams, but you remove the only backer. The yellow is behind the tee line.
And as a good friend of mine told me, and once those stones get behind the tee line, they very rarely get closer.
Yeah. A much gentler house on this end of the ice with the bird instead of a T-Rex.
It's decidedly peaceful.
A bit of evolution there, going from dinosaur to bird.
So they're going to come at this from the center. And Joshua Suter bringing the sword of Damocles. And he gets one to go. And it does jam, but as you mentioned, it unlocking it's a good thing. Trevor Bonot wastes no time. He's going to throw another guard in, another draw in there with McCarville. He needs to throw rocks in and hope to find a way to make them work.
Yeah, and you'll make them make a shot. The thing that Totzek really has going for him is that lovely rock in the top 8 that is open to be used at an angle or straight back for a very short run here at some point. So here's it's hard to build a lot. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, the second from McCarville. It's coming on in this one. Once again, just a little bit big. It's going to come down to their own. Just short of it and on the tee line. And I'm pretty sure that double goes there, doesn't it?
You hit it right. If you don't hit it quite right, you probably just leave yourself sitting one guarded on the top of the 4-foot anyway.
That's not too bad.
No, yeah, you'll take that most of the time.
It's better than not throwing.
Significantly better than not throwing. Also, if you remove one rock here, you can't give up more than 3. So you're definitely coming home in good shape no matter what.
Look at you with math.
Oh, beauty! Yeah. You gotta know your numbers in this game.
So, Sixten Totzek with his first stone event number 7. Trying to remove some granite here. You're on it. You nail it. You get the one. Oh, just shoots it right past. But, like you said, you're sitting under cover. Now, Bonot has no choice but to corner freeze to it. Got to utilize it. Good shot there by the German skipper.
Yeah, very nice. And as you said, I think you're right. I think they're playing the corner guard here. It's the only thing that gives you a chance for your 3, which you really need to get here to stay in the game. They'll play on if they get 2, of course, being down 1. They may play on if they get 1, but percentage-wise, really want to play hard for 3 here to give yourself a chance.
So here's Bonot with his first. This has some curling to do. It needs to curl all the way to Calgary. Just a little big, but not in a bad spot.
No, that ended up pretty good, too. That's not a gimme to get rid of. And you may not even try to get rid of it. You may play on the back one just to make sure you don't give up more than 2. I don't know. Lots of options here, and they're going to spend some time talking about it for sure.
Yeah, because the stone that was just thrown is obviously a dead jam. And it's not really a gimme to get to the back one either, because you'd have to navigate some rocks. So Magnus Suter is going to lend his opinion to the situation.
It's about the best you could have hoped for Bonot. You left a complicated situation where you still have 2 rocks in play, and if something goes wrong, you might have a downweight shot for 3. Because you are, I'm 99% sure they're definitely second, and I think they're third as well right now. Yellow.
Yeah, both yellows seem to have a bit of the fuchsia there. Or is that more periwinkle?
It's definitely not lavender.
I am in favor of making a yellow stone go away.
That would be my instinct too, just because.
But that is not the
I
call.
want to come home with the lead, but they're going to throw another one in, which you can do this. If you throw it anywhere where there's not a double, you've, probably effectively cut them down too, as long as you're out counting at least one of those yellows. That's not easy to do.
And we'll see here if you get it tied in too close there, you might leave that long corner guard as something usable.
Yeah, that's a reason you definitely can't throw like just a standard guard here, because Bonot will right away walk right up and try to angle in that yellow for his 3.
So final stone event number 7 for Sixten Totzek. This one's got a lot of work to do. Now it does go and take the line. Ooh, it wrecks. Now.
Interesting. He's looking at.
He's looking
I
at.
think you got to play the corner. I don't think you can get that red off the button this way. Maybe. I mean, maybe he's going to throw a bullet here.
He's thinking of throwing a really flat roll. So
yeah,
you're going to hit that and roll it. Roll it dead flat and move that stone about 1.5 feet. Trevor Bonot, final stone, and number 7. Needs to get there now. A few quick strokes. One, do you get it over? No, you catch the underneath, but not good enough. And it's a steal of 1, and that'll do it. It's handshakes here. A steal of 1, and that makes a final score 7-3 And it will be Sixten Totzek and the team from Fuessen, Germany, making their way to the finals. Congratulations to them. Hard-fought game against Team Bonot. So the Ice Crew is going to do Ice Crew-like things, and we'll be back with the final very shortly. So, for our producer, Ryan Jacques, I'm Dave Schmel, along with Ed Scimia. We thank you so much for joining us here on Curling Stone. Keep it right here for the finals in just a few minutes.
I don't remember a time when curling wasn't a part of my life. When I wasn't putting in the sweat and hard work to be the best that I can be. Clocking in the time, the effort to practice day in, day out. Curling is more than just a game. It's a family, a community. And when it's time to play, I know I'll be ready. Hardline, supporting hundreds of our next generation athletes.